Your habits are tricking you, and here's why. It feels like a small, invisible force is pulling you. You tell yourself, just one more scroll, just one more bite, one more time, and then the moment passes. But the habit? It doesn't. You've tried stopping before. You've tried sheer willpower. You've promised yourself change. And yet here you are, back at the same routine. Why does this happen? Why does the part of your brain that's supposed to protect you keep looping you into the same behavior over and over again? The answer is hidden in a loop you can't see. A loop that's been shaping your actions without permission. Visual hint, a subtle animation of a loop forming in the brain. This isn't about laziness. It's not about weakness. It's about a system inside your brain that's designed to reward behavior, even the behavior you hate. Tonight, we're going to pull back the curtain. You'll see why breaking a habit isn't a matter of willpower. You'll learn the hidden mechanics behind the loop that keeps you stuck. And, most importantly, you'll discover a subtle tweak that can rewire your habits from the inside out without forcing yourself to fight. By the end of this video, you won't just understand why your habits control you. You'll know exactly how to bend them to your will. But first, we need to look closely at the problem you're facing. Not just the surface behavior, but the invisible pattern underneath. Think about your habits for a moment. Maybe it's checking your phone first thing in the morning. Maybe it's reaching for snacks when you're not even hungry. Maybe it's putting off important work until the last minute. You know these habits aren't helping you. You feel the frustration, the guilt, the sense that you should be stronger than this. You try to stop. You tell yourself, tomorrow I'll be better. You make plans, rules, even strict schedules. And yet, the next day, the loop wins again. Why does it feel impossible? Here's the truth. The problem isn't that you lack discipline. The problem is that your brain isn't on your side, not entirely. Your brain is wired to repeat actions that trigger rewards. Every time you scroll, snack, or procrastinate, something inside your brain lights up. It's subtle. You might barely notice it, but that little spark reinforces the behavior. Visual hint, animation showing a tiny spark or flash in the brain every time an action repeats. The result? Even though you consciously want to stop, your unconscious mind keeps pulling you back. You're caught in a silent, invisible tug of war. Your conscious self versus the loop your brain has learned to love. And the more you try to fight it with sheer willpower alone, the more exhausted you become. You feel trapped, frustrated, maybe even defeated. But there's a hidden pattern here. And the key to breaking it isn't more effort, it's understanding how the loop actually works. Next, we'll dive inside your brain to see exactly why habits are so hard to break and why willpower almost always fails. Here's what's really happening inside your brain. Every habit follows a simple loop, a cue, a routine, and a reward. Think of it like a circle that repeats automatically. Cue, something triggers your brain. A notification, a smell, a feeling of boredom. Routine. You pick up your phone, reach for food, or scroll endlessly. Reward. A little burst of pleasure, relief, or distraction. That's the spark your brain craves. Over time, your brain links these three together so tightly that the loop runs on autopilot. You barely notice it. You don't consciously choose it. It chooses you. Visual hint. Show the loop as a glowing circle that spins whenever the habit is triggered. Here's the part most people get wrong. Willpower can't break this loop. Willpower is a limited resource. It's like a battery that drains every time you resist. And when your brain has already learned that the routine delivers a reward, the pull is stronger than your conscious effort. You try to fight it. We try to fight it, and the battery dies faster. That's why quitting feels exhausting. You aren't weak. You're fighting a system designed to repeat behavior. But there's a trick your brain doesn't tell you. You don't have to fight the loop. You can hack it. You can rewire it subtly by giving your brain a new, smaller reward that doesn't sabotage you. This is where micro-reward substitution comes in, a technique that uses your brain's love for dopamine to retrain habits without forcing you to struggle. Next, we'll break down exactly how to do it, step by step. Here's the secret your brain has been waiting for. You don't need willpower to break a habit. You need a different reward. This is called micro-reward substitution. Instead of trying to resist the old habit entirely, you give your brain a small, satisfying alternative that still triggers dopamine, the chemical that makes habits stick. It works like this. Identify the reward your habit gives you. Is it distraction, comfort, stress relief, or a quick thrill? Create a micro reward that satisfies the same craving. If you scroll for distraction, try a 2-minute movement break. If you snack for comfort, chew gum or drink water with a sensory twist. Make it immediate and noticeable. Your brain responds to tiny, instant wins. Don't wait for a big outcome, it won't stick. Visual hint: show a split screen on one side, scrolling endlessly on the other. Doing a micro reward activity, dopamine spark highlighted in both. This isn't about removing the habit instantly. It's about retraining your brain to expect a healthier reward, so the old loop loses its grip. And here's the best part. Once the brain experiences a micro reward repeatedly, it starts rewiring the neural pathways. The habit begins to shift naturally, almost effortlessly. You're no longer in a tug of war, you're guiding the loop in a new direction. Next, we'll look at how this works in real life, small, practical examples that you can start today. Imagine your habit is endless scrolling on your phone. You know it's wasting time, but the pull is irresistible. The dopamine from novelty, new notifications, and tiny bursts of entertainment keeps the loop spinning. Here's how micro-reward substitution works. Step 1, recognize the trigger. Maybe it's boredom or a notification ping. Step 2, replace the routine with a tiny satisfying action. A 2-minute walk, a few push-ups, or even a short breathing exercise. Step 3, make it rewarding. Feel the difference. Notice the body movement, the stretch, the fresh air. Your brain registers this as a win. Another example, snacking when stressed. Instead of reaching for chips, take a sip of sparkling water or chew gum. Give yourself a small sensory reward, a crunch, a fizz, a refreshing taste. Repeat consistently. Over time, your brain begins associating the stress trigger with a healthier reward instead of the old snack. Visual hint: show a side-by-side animation, one path leading to scrolling chips, the other leading to a micro reward. The healthier path lights up as the brain's new default. The key is consistency, not perfection. Small wins every time reinforce the new loop. Soon, what felt impossible, breaking the habit, starts to feel natural. You're no longer fighting yourself. You're guiding your brain's reward system. Next, we'll explore the mental shift that makes this approach truly unstoppable. Most people approach habits with a battle mentality. I must resist. I must fight. I must be strong. But your brain doesn't respond to battles. It responds to pleasure and reward. It's built to repeat what feels good, not what feels hard. So the mental shift is simple but profound. Stop trying to beat your habits. Start guiding them. Instead of saying, I can't eat this chocolate, say, I'll have a micro reward that gives me a small, satisfying alternative. Instead of saying, I must stop scrolling, say, I'll swap it for a 2-minute dopamine hit that doesn't cost me time. Visual hint: show a brain loop slowly changing color as it shifts from old habits to new micro reward pathways. This subtle shift removes guilt and frustration. You're no longer at war with yourself. You're creating new neural patterns quietly, step by step. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about direction. A tiny change, repeated consistently, rewires your habits more effectively than sheer force ever could. Once you adopt this mindset, breaking old routines and forming new, healthy habits stops feeling like a fight. It starts feeling like designing the life you want, one micro reward at a time. Next, we'll bring it all together and close with the kind of reflection that lingers. So here's the quiet truth. Your habits aren't failures. They're just patterns your brain learned to repeat. You don't need more willpower. You don't need harsh rules or extreme self-discipline. You need a small strategic shift, a micro reward that satisfies your brain while guiding it toward better outcomes. Visual hint: show a subtle glowing pathway in the brain, gradually forming new connections. Every habit you change, every tiny reward you introduce, rewires your mind. Each small win compounds. Over time, the loop that once controlled you starts following your direction. You're no longer a passenger, you're the driver. So tonight, think about one habit you've wanted to break. Don't battle it. Ask yourself, what small, satisfying tweak could I give my brain instead? Try it, repeat it, watch the loop change silently without struggle. Because here's the last quiet truth. Change doesn't come from force, it comes from understanding the invisible patterns that already exist inside you. And when you finally see the loop for what it is, you don't just break a habit, you reclaim control over your own mind.